more music.
Oh my god.
Here goes.
Blazing across the airwaves right now. Get ready.
Now this is Freddie McGregor, and you're tuned into the baddest rhythm of all time.
Grant's Rock Warehaus is trying to change the world, one track at a time.
Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
More music, more of the time.
Grant's Rock Warehaus.
Don't understand what's going on here.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight we are live. This is a new series. Tonight we are starting up the Be-Bop Deluxe Series, and tonight we're going to look at Axe Victim and Futurama. As always, we always want to hear from you in the chat. This panel is anxious and ready to talk about this band. We want to hear from you. Let's do it.
Tiling on the power chords and pure pandemonium. Grant's Rock Warehouse.
You came to watch the band, to see us play our parts. You hoped you'd land in the air, you hoped we'd dress like tarts. But backstage we stand naked, all the makeup cleaned away. My poet sheds his pretty skin and turns to face the day. And there's nothing to be done, nothing to be said. Last night I felt immortal, this morning I feel dead. And the love that gave its blaze to my heart now brings a haze. Ooh, be careful, 'cause I'm an axe victim.
Oh, look at West Coast Dave showing off.
Like wings, like time machines. Like voices on the wind. We hit the road to hoe, sad accents, smash guitars, play badly at the Duke, to almost no applause. But someone made it worthwhile when smiling with bright eyes, they gave me full attention and they took me by surprise. Today the feeling's gone, faded like a ghost. Last night I saw the future, this morning there's no hope. And the words that I sung so clear are now clouded by my tears. Please be careful, 'cause I'm an axe victim. Hung up on these silver
Dave, you might as well show it again.
like sails, like seagulls' cries, like church bells in the night.
Holy mackerel. If that guitar playing doesn't change your life, I don't know what will.
That guy is a fucking monster.
With Bill Nelson is that no one talks about him.
No. Yeah. I mean, emotive, chops, musical, like endless. He's got like an endless vocabulary of stuff to say. It just kind of, it just flows. It's so fluid and one idea after the other. And you think he you think he's done, and then he'll come at it from another direction and just takes it all these places. He's just unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
What a natural.
Fantastic. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting a new series here in the Warehouse. We do that here periodically, and every now and then we start something new. So we're going to look at the Be-Bop Deluxe catalog. Now, whether we go into the Bill Nelson catalog later, I don't know. But right now, we're looking at Be-Bop Deluxe, and we're looking at the first 2 records. So we do want to keep this interactive, and we're going to do this like we normally do it. So we'll send it around to Guitar Hack. We'll send it around to West Coast Dave. We're going to get their thoughts on it. We're going to play some more music tonight because the whole goal here in the Warehouse is to turn you on to stuff. If you're not familiar with Be-Bop Deluxe, you probably should be, because Bill Nelson, as far as a guitar player, good Lord, one of the all-time greats that doesn't get any love. And we're just here celebrating the band and hopefully turning you on to it. Bobo says, Bill's first solo LP, Northern Dream, got him noticed by John Peel. You mean John Peel did not notice Be-Bop Deluxe? The red, okay, Jason's coming in. I do have the Red Noise box set, absolute must. I've got Red Noise on the CD. I think that came out on Enigma back in the day, maybe. I've got that. But just a little bit of a background. So this band, of course, they're a British band, formed in 1972 in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, England. And as we all know, if you're familiar with Bill Nelson, this was pretty much a vehicle for his guitar talent, his songwriting, his vocals. And of course, you're looking at this band name, you're going, Be-Bop? No, they never played bebop jazz. They were just kind of, I'm not exactly sure how to classify these guys. I'd say maybe sprinkle a little bit of glam on top, theatrical flair, art rock, a little bit of prog.
Mm-hmm. The first album is very glammy. The second album is a little more proggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt, and this panel will agree, that if you are a guitar aficionado, if you like Jeff Beck, you like Jimmy Page, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're a fan of fantastic guitar players, this is probably a band you may want to check out. So when these guys were out in the mid-70s, they only received just moderate success. They disbanded in 78 after 5 studio albums. So, but Bill Nelson's fantastic playing. We're going to take a look at it. The thing is with Be-Bop is that the songs are all really good. I mean, you might see, if you're looking at bands in the future, they definitely had an influence on new wave, post-punk, and I would say guitar-driven art rock. But anyway, we're going to see what these albums do for everybody. And again, I want to welcome Guitar Hack and West Coast Dave. Gentlemen, how are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Good, Grant. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I think what we'll do, let's see what's happening in the chat because I can't do all my spiel and watch the chat. There's a lot of spinning plates here. I think we're going to let's play another track and then we'll come back and talk about the record and get Hack's takes and get Dave's takes on this. And we will take everybody's opinion in the chat and we will do a rating out of 10. All right, next track we're going to play, kids. We are going to play, let's get the track. Let's get this. Oh my God, here we go. Jets at Dawn. Oh, brace yourselves. If you have not heard this, sit back, relax, grab a beverage because you might need it. All right, here we go. Jets at Dawn, and we're going off 1974, kids, off of Axe Victim. All right, here we go. It fades in, so you got to be patient. The birds.
This morning, the war was over. The radio was singing love songs. Saw the smiles upon the soldiers coming home across the fields. The calendar said 1st of August. Romance and promises of summer days. I strolled unclothed into your garden to feel the warm sun on my face. The saving of the human race. Jets at dawn, trails across the sky. Silver birds writing words for Emmons wives. Who down below hang the washing out to dry. Fully briefs and flying helmets in a line. Jets at dawn, writing in the sky. Silver planes, drawing Coca-Cola signs to advertise above the cities and the towns. Flying high across the sea, beyond the clouds. Said goodbye to the others, the old musicians of the past. Said hello to the young things. Songs are here to sing at last. Drank the wine of the new vine, growing wild inside my heart. I saw the future age had risen. It's time to make a brand new start. Time to see beyond the dark. Jets at dawn, trails across the sky. Silver birds writing words for Emmons wife. Who down below hang the washing out to dry.
know we're going to probably get on a guitar tangent here on this show, but man, what a fluid guitar player. If you know what I mean, fluid.
You know, he's got a lot of the blues things in his playing, the bends, the some of the licks, they're all in there. Like his foundation, he's coming from like a, basically a blues vocabulary, but then it's expanded like out to here, right? Because he does a lot of melodic stuff as well. And that last song, I don't know if you picked it up, but there's this quick key change, and then he just boom, he's in a new key and he's flying there. And it's just seamless, in his phrasing.
It's seamless.
It's seamless. And the thing is, and getting back to sort of the blues thing, not that they play blues songs, but basically on pretty much every song, he'll sing a line and there'll be a line, and then he'll play a line underneath it. He'll sing, and so he punctuates everything he sings with the guitar line, sort of like the blues guys, the sky is crying, wow, that kind of thing, right? He does that a lot in his stuff as well. And and you know what, man? I mean, a lot of it just sounds like he's improvising. It's just, there's no way this shit is pre-planned. I think he's just flying, and he's just playing off the cuff, and he's that good a player that he can improvise stuff that can go straight to tape. Like, okay, that's a take, and phenomenal. And if we want to get into the songs a bit,
go ahead. Why don't you talk about the album? And I do want your rating out of 10. Now, everybody in the chat, if you're familiar with this record, go ahead and give your rating out of 10, because we're all in this together. We're just trying to talk Be-Bop Deluxe. And if anybody watches this video, hopefully someone will, that we all can get together and kind of give our rating out of 10. So Hack, go ahead, and I will do my thing over here.
Okay, well, as far as the record, you got to tip your hat. I mean, it's like, this guy's just super talented. And the guitar playing really, I think, is just the surface. Because the songwriting, there's no like, hey, baby, baby, where'd you go, baby, A, B, bridge, chorus, and we're out. Like, no. These songs have a lot of movement to them. There's a lot of moods, a lot of different vibes. The one we just listened to is sort of, kind of like a very melancholy, kind of ominous verse, and then a happy chorus, So he does take you through, a few different emotions when he's playing. There's a little bit of angst in what he does, which I love angst. I've said that.
I have angst right now.
I love that. Right? That's why I love like that 90s grunge stuff. Everybody was pissed off. Anyway, but yeah, there's a lot of layers to his songwriting. Like, his stuff is not straightforward and basic. There's always surprises thrown in. A lot of it, but it's all very kind of loose and jammy because of all the playing that he's doing throughout the songs. I made a note about Jets at Dawn here, saying, that's a great example of movement through different vibes with always guitar punctuating throughout. That's kind of his whole thing. It's like his songs kind of take you on a little journey, and everything is punctuated with guitar. If anything, if I was to make a criticism, and this is coming from me, this is like really backward, but if anything, I'd say maybe there's a little too much guitar playing on this. Maybe, it could have been restrained a little bit, because this, if it wasn't Bill's band, I'm sure a producer or somebody would have said, okay, that's enough, stop. Because he's going ape shit, like, he's doing what we all want to do, and usually there's somebody to stop us, but there's nobody stopping Bill on this one. And I mean, and it's all good. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, but it's all good. But like, if anything, it almost, if you listen to it and too much of that, like anything else, right, it's going to wear on you a little bit. But well, as phenomenal as it is, I gotta be honest. But the guys, if you got it, do it, right? So
yeah, exactly.
You know,
I guess, also, Hackett, I guess it depends on where you're coming in from. So we're all guitar players and we all appreciate it. We can probably listen to it in a different way. But a person that's not into guitar, they might go, well, that's a little bit too much.
Yeah, exactly. A little too much. The hell else I was going to say something else here, and now I've lost it. But yeah, did you want to do a rating?
Go ahead. I want. So far, we've got an 8, a 10, an 8, and a 9. And I will say this again: everybody in the chat, if you have not given your rating on this record, if you know it, now only if you know it. That's the only thing that I need to throw out there. You have to know this record. So we already have an 8, a 10, an 8, and a 9. Yeah, Hack, go ahead. What would you rate this record? Anybody getting into this band or anything, what would you rate this?
Oh, I know what I was going to mention.
Go ahead.
So a lot of people mentioned David Bowie, and it's got that sort of, I guess, the Ziggy Stardust period, right? And try to compare with that. So what I'll say about that is Mick Ronson, and I love Mick Ronson, but he didn't play every second of every song on the David Bowie stuff, number one. Number two, a lot of this, there's not a lot of complexity at that point. There was no Jets at Dawn on Ziggy Stardust. You know what I mean? The songs, I think, here had a lot more layers to them in different sections and arrangements, and the arrangements are phenomenal. There was maybe Life on Mars. I mean, there's exceptions, but there's a lot of this stuff I think is a lot more complex than the Bowie stuff. Sonically, it might sound a lot like David Bowie. Some of the lyrics, he talks about tarts and Max Factor, and there's a song called Jet Silver and the Dolls of Venus. Is that like the Spiders from Mars? I don't know. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, who knows? That might be a reference, but I think there's a lot more complexity here. There's a shit ton more guitar playing. Are there similarities sonically? Yes, but I think it kind of ends right there.
Okay. For anybody getting into this band, what would you rate this record out of 10?
Bo played at Ronson's memorial concert. Wow, that's cool.
Bill sounds like Ronson, except he's faster. He's more accomplished.
Yeah. So what would you give it out of 10, Hack?
I would probably be teetering somewhere around between a 7 and an 8.
Okay.
So if I split the difference, I'll just call it 7.5.
7.5. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay, kids. Excellent. We've got a 7.5. We've got a lot of numbers from the chat. Let's throw it over to West Coast Dave. Get his thoughts on this record and his rating out of 10. West Coast Dave, you're up.
All right, cool. So I've listened to this album maybe 6 or 7 times. I haven't been a Be-Bop Deluxe fan for long. So I'm kind of a newbie. I do love the guitar playing. The words that I wrote down to kind of describe what I think of this band is overtly romantic. I do think they have an odd name. I don't think that necessarily helped them out a lot. I do know that Axe Victim was import only, so that it wasn't domestically released in the US. So that probably did not help them. Now, I want to know, if you erase David Bowie from the face of the earth, what do I think of this? Because I'm having a very hard time separating the two. And I think it's because, when Axe Victim came out, from what I read, it kind of got slammed. Like, it didn't get great reviews, and people just said it was derivative, and he was trying to ape Bowie. And it's very hard to escape how Bowie-esque it is. But I think a lot of that has to do with the way that he phrases the words and his delivery and the way that he puts the words to the music, and some of his note choices. I think he has a very good voice, though. And I think he's a really good songwriter. But At the time, Ziggy Stardust had come out the year before, and I think many songs on Axe Victim sound like somebody took Ziggy Stardust and took it to the next level. Whereas David Bowie kind of did Ziggy Stardust and then moved on to something different, you know. So it is really hard for me to get away from the Bowie comparisons, and I don't think that he's as good of a lyric writer as David Bowie. However, I do think he's very good. I really do like the album a lot. The song Axe Victim, I think, is great. I love it when he says, and the love that gave its blaze to my heart. I love that kind of romantic stuff. It's really cool. And he says that something was ringing like church bells in the night. And that's always how I describe what this guitar sounds like, that it sounds like bells ringing. So the song's about guitar playing, Axe Victim. You know, he's a victim of his own guitar playing. He can't get away from it. He's kind of, it's captured his soul. And all that kind of stuff I really dig. I noticed in the lyrics they had a bad show at some place called The Duke and some club called The Duke. And that's just very rock and roll to write about some cruddy show that you had. You know, I just have a strong love for the guitar playing, and the solo just destroys on that. I think this album is kind of backloaded, actually. I like the end of the album more than the beginning. I think that Night Creatures is a really cool song. When I was listening to this album, maybe for like the third or fourth time, it got to Adventures in Yorkshire Land. And I said, okay, yes, this is what I want Be-Bop Deluxe to sound like, right there. And it seems like on that song, they kind of have their own identity a little bit better. I mean, that song's like a 10 plus with the guitar playing, though. Jets at Dawn, you played. That is also the perfect song for this band. That's my favorite song on this album. The tune is pretty. His voice sounds great. And I could just go all day long with those guitar leads. And I think that the other great song that I love too is No Trains to Heaven. It kind of sounds like BTO, I thought. You know, sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, it could be BTO. Yeah.
No, but I'm down. But, you know, and then it changes to this mysterious riff, and then it goes back to rock goodness, and then proggy fills. At about 2 minutes, the song No Trains to Heaven is just off to the races. At about 4 minutes, it just picks up speed, and it gets faster and faster, and it's just going, it's all over the place. So I really, great song again. I really dig that one. And I also want to say, besides Bowie, especially on the next album too, that we're going to get to, I'm getting some Peter Hamill Van der Graaf Generator vibes sometimes, which is interesting because one time Bowie said he was just a poor imitation of Peter Hamill. So there's a line through, and I know Bowie's not completely original by any means. He was completely copying somebody else's. The way that they carried themselves on stage and sang. I forget who it is right now, but I've seen clips of the person. I was like, oh my gosh, he stole everything. So they're all, you know, it's okay to steal. It's okay to sound like other people. I do really enjoy the album, but like I said, it's hard for me because I just associated so much with the glam rock that was going on at the time. And it sounds so much like Bowie to me. Love the guitar playing though. I'm going to go 7.5.
7.5. All right. Fair enough.
Somebody made comment that kind of getting back to what you were saying, Dave, and the whole Bowie and why Bowie was successful. Maybe these guys were not. I mean, yeah, sonically, again, yeah, you know, there were similarities. The acoustic guitar, you know, there's some Commander Tom vibes in here and there. But I think the reason, and somebody mentioned it beautifully, Bowie had the hooks, right? Bowie had the hooks. Bowie had the more stripped down song. It was more simple, more for the masses. This stuff, I think, is probably a little bit too much for most people to, you know, you can't, you know, it doesn't have a good beat and you can't dance to it. You know, it's way beyond that. So I think that's one of the reasons that they didn't explode.
Some of the songs have many parts and they all come very quickly, and some of them don't repeat, especially on the next album.
Yeah, on the next one, even more so, yeah.
Ken White, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to play Sister Seagull, so brace yourselves. I think that this band seems to be more of a musician's band than maybe a general public band.
Totally.
Yeah.
This band, now this is the debut album. Be-Bop is one of those bands that as they progressed, I think they got better. And the musicians that they had involved were probably better musicians. This is the first album. This I look at as a Bill Nelson record pretty much. And what did I write in my notes? Okay. So the strengths that I see here. Bill Nelson's guitar is up in front and center. It's raw, it's over the top, it's exhilarating. I think side one of this record seems to flow pretty seamlessly. Thinking like Moody Blues, the way they had songs just kind of segue into each other. But I think that the side one on this record it works really well. Jets at Dawn, I think, just shows how ambitious and how Nelson's melodic gifts stand out. It's unpretentious. It's exciting. It feels like the debut with this, though I don't think they're all the way here yet, but it feels like a debut from young musicians that are hungry and they're ready just to bust out. Now, weakness on this record, I would say that this, and I just mentioned it, I don't think this original lineup was as tight as later incarnations of the band.
He got rid of them all.
What's that?
He dumped them all.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's because they probably weren't up to snuff. I think on this record, there are some tracks that probably feel like filler. The production on here, oh my Lord, kids, does this record sound fantastic? I don't think that there's a Be-Bop Deluxe album that sounds bad. A lot of the critics, I think West Coast Dave was talking about it, like, yeah, it's kind of glammy. And I think that the cover looks very heavy. You think that this cover would have been on a album by Uriah Heep or something. So I think that kind of misled buyers as well. But I think this is a great start. What would I give this record? What would I give it? I think I'm going to give this, I'm going to go with I'm going to kind of agree with West Coast Dave. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. It's thrilling. The guitar's fantastic. It is glam ambitious, but it's a little bit uneven. They got kind of smoothed all that out as they went through, but you cannot hold back. And this is a great record. 7.5 is not bad. So you have to understand this is where everything began and things will move on as we keep going through it. But I think I would give this a 7.5.
We all three of us, 7.5. Yeah. There you go.
All right, kids, let me look and see if there's anything in the comments. Anybody else I need to add anything? Nope. Well, we'll do a tally. What do we have? Hopefully I put all the numbers in here correctly. We come up with oh, wow, this isn't bad. We come up with an 8.70. So an 8.7.
Wow. A lot of fans here.
A lot of fans. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next record. So let's start off with the track before we start talking about it. We're going to go Made in Heaven. And of course, we're talking about the Futurama album that came out in 1975. We do want to hear from you, chat. Keep it interactive. If you do know this record, please give me your score out of 10. I will tally it on our spreadsheet here and we will move on. All right, Made in Heaven. Here we go.
She's a question of style. It's a time for giving in the two-star hotel where breakfast in bed ahead. It's just the price of a smile. It's not easy to live this way. Just an hour and a fleeting kiss till the morning. Silent nights of wonders. Day breaks through the door, so broken and torn, reborn. Two shadows thrown on the floor. Hold me now, go lightly. Take the rough with the smooth, a token of love, my love. Was made in heaven for you. Was made in heaven for you. Was made in heaven for you.
Say this, at least based on this track, gentlemen, Made in Heaven seems to be a little bit more song focused and not guitar focused.
See,
You know?
that's the closest on both these records that they've come to making just a straight up pop song. Because
Right.
that song is very, A-B, we've heard it all before, but it's a great song. It's hooky. There's not like crazy guitar going all over the place. It's very focused, concise.
Yeah.
They did more of that, they would have got more airplay. They would have, but that's the only song like that on this record. Everything else has got 100 different movements to it. So.
Well, we're just going to keep going. Then we're going to circle back around, kids. So everybody in the chat, yeah, this was produced by Roy Thomas Baker. Is that correct, this record? Or was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I
why
like
it's
Roy's work.
Queen. That last song was very Queenish. That's what I put in my notes.
It's kind of Queenish. But it's also, when I hear it, I think it's damn near power pop.
Yeah, power pop, 100%. Yeah.
But it's quite different than what the debut was. All right. Ken was talking about this. He was going to want to know if we were going to play Sister Seagull. And Ken, we love you here in the Warehouse. You know we're going to play Sister Seagull. All right, let's play it. We will circle back around, and then we will start. In the meantime, start thinking about why you're going to rate these records. If you know them. Now, I only want you to weigh in with your score out of 10 if you know them. So, all right. Be-Bop Deluxe, Sister Seagull off of Futurama 1975. Here we go, kids.
Sister Seagull, oh, you're flying me too high. Feel so dizzy underneath your open skies. And it's strange the games we play to hide the crime. Sister Seagull, you're the reason I survive. A prisoner who has thrown away the key. My soul has vanished with a bird who flies so free. And wings of change have spread themselves over me. Sister Seagull, you're the reason I survive. I am
It makes his guitar sound like a seagull. Come on.
I know, that should be a 10 right off the bat. Ladies and gentlemen, the Parish Rock is here. I wanted to make a mention. He was supposed to be on this show, but he could not be here tonight. And he's going to go a 10 out of 10 for the cover and 8 for the music. So I am going to interpret that as a 9. So I'm putting it down as a 9 for this. Everybody seems to be we've got a 9, we've got 2 9s, we've got an 8.5. I'm taking your 11, Christian. We're throwing an 11 in here. A 9, a 10, a 9, and a 9. I'm going to throw it over to Guitar Hack, get his thoughts on this record. Mr. Hack, you're up.
Well, okay. So this one's got just as much guitar playing as the other one, as the first one, but it's got more instrumentation on this record. There's a lot of keyboards on songs, which is nice because it kind of opens it up. There's some strings, there's some horns, and so on. But with the guitar playing on this, the difference I find is that the guitar parts are more sort of integral parts of the song as opposed to him just kind of punctuating lines, throughout. Not that he doesn't do that, but I think more of the guitar parts, the things that he plays, are more integral to the song. So they're a part of the song as opposed to a little fill here and there. The whole album as a whole for me sounds a lot tighter and a lot more focused songwriting wise. Like Made in Heaven, the first one that you played, that's the closest thing to a straight up pop song. There's nothing there's nothing complicated about that song. That could have been I'm hearing myself. Somebody get their echo cancellation.
Oh, I don't know. No, I've got echo cancellation on, so it's not me.
Sister Seagull that you just played, there's some really beautiful extended guitar playing on that. There's a song called Soundtrack, and this sounds like sort of their first foray, at least on record, into prog, and it's so well done, and you can tell like the song really shows off the depth of Bill's vocabulary. There's a lot of layering of guitars on this. The one thing the songwriting of this band is so multifaceted and there's so much to it that, as great a guitar player as Bill is, I think that's sort of the tip of the iceberg as far as his abilities. As a musician, as a composer, as an arranger, I think he goes a lot deeper than that. Case in point, Music in Dreamland, there's some almost Be-Lesque style production happening here. That song's got it's an amazing composition. All the parts flow seamlessly. There's horns at the end. There's strings at the end. That sort of all of that, the whole sort of song and the whole track opens up and it just takes it to an entirely different level. The only track on this record that I'm not a big fan of is Jean Cocteau. For me, that's Bill Nelson does Sinatra, but not as well vocally. Musically, it is brilliant, but he's not I wouldn't call him a crooner. Then you got songs like Between the Worlds. There's some odd time signatures that he's bouncing between 4/4 and odd time signatures, sort of the thing that Rush does seamlessly. Well, Bill is also able to do it seamlessly. You don't even notice the transition. So he'll do one verse. I think one verse is like 4/4, or is a Swan song where one verse is 3/4 and then it jumps to 4/4, then back to 3/4. It's one of those. I think it's Swan song that does that. But it gets that whole prog kind of vibe from it. But Between the Worlds, you got all that going on, but then you got a fun, catchy chorus. Swan song. There's even some backwards guitar on that. Another epic track. I think this album is, in comparison to Act 7, it sort of taps into a lot more of Bill's capabilities. The prog element comes in, the sort of the bigger orchestration comes in, and sort of it's a sign of things to come with Bill. And I think it's a better record by far. It's got more going on musically. And I would give this 7.5 for Act 7. So this for me would be like, dare I say, a 9.
You can say a 9.
Okay,
We've got 9s on here. You can say a 9.
yeah, I'll go with 9. Just for the musicality of it, the complexity of it. But again, it's any band that does a lot of complex. We talked about the Tubes. Did the Tube show last week.
Yep.
You got complexity in there, but any band that's able to throw complexity, some prog elements, still keep your interest, take you for a ride, and engage you the whole time, I take my hats off. And Be-Bop Deluxe is equally good at doing that. So there you go. So yeah, I guess that warrants a 9.
Fantastic. West Coast Dave, is that an elf shirt you're wearing?
Yeah. Well, it's Dio. It doesn't say anything.
Well, I know, but it's elf.
It might as well be an elf shirt. Yeah.
It is an elf shirt. That's elf. Fantastic. All right. Ken's weighing in. Nelson's guitar choice during the 70s was a Gibson ES345. Fantastic sound. Wasn't a 345 a stereo guitar?
It might have been. It was this. I remember. The videos. It's a big body. It looks like a 355. But yeah, I think it might be the one. One of them's got a Variac or something on it. Is it the 355? Or, anyway, it's one of those. It looks like a Johnny B. Good guitar, semi-hollow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a 335. I think it's a stereo 335.
Could be.
I don't know if he rewired it. I don't have all that info. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a 9 from Guitar Hack. Go ahead, West Coast Dave. You're up anyway.
Yeah, I was just wondering, did he stick with that guitar the whole time, or?
No, I played a Strat later on. I seen videos of him playing a Strat. So.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to cross over to the dark side sometime.
I don't know why.
I like them both. I rely on Gibson a lot more, though. Okay.
All right. So what's your thoughts, West Coast Dave, and your rating out of 10 on this record?
This album's tighter. It's shorter. It's like 10 minutes shorter than the first one, first of all. And when I listened to it, I thought, you know what, this sounds like Queen. And I hate to I hate to keep comparing them to other bands because I feel like they do have their own identity. But the first thing I thought when I put this album on was it sounds like Queen. And then I was like, who produced it? Roy Thomas Baker. Okay, well, it sounds like it. It sounds great, though. I'll just go through a couple songs that I really like on it. It starts with Stage Whispers, kind of some Hendrix guitar playing, and it just starts with a whirlwind of intense guitar playing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing. And I do feel like they were taking the glammy ideas that they had on the first album and just completely taking it to the next level. And then at like about 134 or so, it changes to this odd kind of like disco moment. And then there's this cool drum break. And then the jam after the drum break has like a wah guitar and it goes into these spirited leads. And there's a whole lot of music going on for 3 minutes. When that 3 minutes is done, you're like, what the hell just happened, in a good way. Great guitar playing on that. I like Sister Siegel. You played that one. Soundtrack. That's my favorite song on the album. I feel like it's the epic on the album. I totally agree with Hack that it's more prog. Definitely less Bowie. They're getting into their own category here a little bit better. And I do hear a little bit more of the Peter Hamill and the vocals on that one. The phenomenal guitar playing persists throughout this whole thing. He's a very melodic, emotional guitarist. The last 2 minutes of that song, there's like a gong or a really loud cymbal or something, and then there's like a riffing and just guitar ecstasy. It's just magic. John Cocteau got mentioned. To me, I thought that was almost sort of a bossa nova approach. I was kind of like, what's going on there? Swan Song is my other favorite song. It's got, once again, it starts out with some kind of huge cymbal crash or gong or something, and then it just really gallops. There's times on this album where it feels a little metallic almost. And I think that's kind of where I'm getting the Queen from, is just that it sounds heavier than the first album. Once again, Swan Song, they move through parts very, very quickly. And there's this super phase sound that's going on. And he sings, I feel like I'm dying again. It's just very dramatic and it's very intense. I really dig a lot of the stuff on this album. I'm going to have to go 8.5.
8.5, ladies and gentlemen. West Coast Dave is weighing in 8.5. Oh, my goodness. All right, great.
Really enjoying this.
Oh, Christian, I know. I'm just letting you know. I know you're just a drummer. It's all right. But the Birdland is no 335, and the 335 is no Birdland. Totally different animals.
It's a big Birdland is a thick,
and it's short scale. So, yeah, Birdland's a short scale guitar. It's 3/4 scale.
Of all the guitars, Ted Nugent, I don't know why the hell he plays. I get because of the feedback, right? He loves getting feedback.
No, there was a guy. If you ever watch an interview with him, there was a guy back in the '60s that played one, and he thought really highly of the guy, and he kind of emulated himself after that. And that guy was playing a Birdland, and Ted was just totally taken by it.
Yeah,
and then he just got a Birdland, and that's what he's been playing. Well, doesn't he have a? He's played other stuff. He's played Les Pauls
for a while. Gibson, Les Pauls. Yeah, he's played a few different things.
When I saw Ted a couple of years ago, he played the Birdland the whole time.
Yeah, that's his trademark, really.
Yeah,
nobody else.
He knows how to work it and deal with the feedback, and it sounded fantastic. Ken White's coming in with a thanks. Grant, thanks so much for bringing Be-Bop Deluxe into the warehouse. Well, we put him in the back corner, but it's okay. And there are so many of us calling for it. You got it, Ken. No problem. All right. What time is it? 7:50. We have 57 minutes in. What's my thoughts on this record? Well, this is the record we've had the whole lineup overhaul. And wasn't John Ledke produce? Wait a minute. Was this all? Well, I thought this was John Ledke who produced this. Or no, is it Roy Thomas Baker?
Yeah.
Okay. But we have a total overhaul, and I think this brings Be-Bop Deluxe to life, so to speak. It's tighter, it's more sophisticated, and I think Bill Nelson on this record feels like he might possibly have the right band for what he's trying to play. You've got killer hooks, you've got epic ballads, you've got guitar work that still sounds fresh. I would have to say this might be one of the best records of 1975. You look at a lot of the Be-Bop Deluxe, fans that talk about this record, and a lot of the fans call this the band's peak. Is it? Could be. Maybe not. Is this a perfect record? I don't think it's a perfect record, but I think we're on the right track. I will say this, I like other Be-Bop Deluxe albums better, but I cannot complain about it. What would I give this record? For the sake of time and trying to keep this dog under an hour, I'm going to give this an 8.8. Solid 8.8. And I don't think that's bad at all. I like this record. I love this catalog. All right, Greg's coming in. Greg's going to give it an 8.5. Anybody else in the chat that has not given a rating on this? So it's got to be anybody who has heard this record and knows the record. We've got a couple minutes. I don't like to go over an hour, but anybody else like he did produce Dukes and like he produced the first two XTC albums. Not great XTC albums. I mean, they're okay, but Ken White, I would give Sunburst Finish the edge, but both are fantastic. Excellent. Yes.
Yeah.
Bobo, did you already come in with your rating on this? I do have 110. Oh, I've got a couple of 10s. Now, well, we'll take it again anyway. What the hell? It's worth it. All right. Easy Buds. Well, That's okay. You should know some of this stuff. Maybe this will inspire you to go out and check them out. That's all this show's about. We're just trying to turn you on to stuff that maybe you haven't heard. All right. So the first record that we have, the first album, we'll throw up a graphic just for those who are late and haven't seen it. We did Axe Victim. We played a couple of tracks from Axe Victim. We played the title track, and we played Jets at Dawn. This record came in as an 8.7, which is damn good for a debut. Futurama, let's see what we've got. We've got a 9.2.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Fantastic. Wow, that's a good showing. Yes, Futurama is a better record, 100%.
Yeah.
But 9.2, I can't, well, I'll leave it at there.
That's almost a perfect record.
It's almost a perfect record. Ken White, 10, 10, 10. The Parish, wait a minute, Parish is coming in with it. Parish, you should have just come on this show. With the Parish, we have a 9.2. He gave it an 8.5. So, well, we're still a 9.2. Anybody else have anything to weigh in? Anyway, we can wrap this up. We are at an hour. I do want to thank these gentlemen for doing this show with me. Hopefully next time we will have the Parish. Hopefully we'll have DC. DC's out playing ball tonight, so he cannot be here, but as long as I have a couple people on these shows, I'm good. I could do it by myself, but it's not quite as fun. Guitar Hack, what is coming up on your channel that you want to turn people onto?
Well, I did a poll recently, and turns out that most of the people that watch my channel want to hear me talking about album rankings and reviews and so on. So with that in mind, I released the Tubes album ranking. I think it came out last night. We did a Tubes top 10 favorite songs last Thursday. I'm going to be doing coming up here, hopefully by the end of the week, my favorite song off of every Kiss record of the Makeup Years, the initial run of Makeup Years. So I'll be putting that together.
There you go.
That'll be coming out hopefully by the end of the week. So yeah, stay tuned, folks. Lots of music stuff.
Fantastic. West Coast Dave, what's coming up? You're on any contrarian stuff or anything else on my channel that I don't know about?
Yeah, we did a video on favorite movies and DVDs on the Contrarians that should be coming out pretty soon. And that was a really fun show. And I'm actually going to be on Slogan's Rock and Metal Extravaganza.
My goodness.
13th, because they're throwing a birthday show for me, I believe. We're going to listen to some frogs.
Oh, my God. Are you going to turn 57 as well?
No, 56.
Oh, you're just a baby.
Oh, you're a puppy.
I thought they only threw birthday shows for everybody that turns 57.
I didn't know I was getting a birthday show. I was just in the chat, and they were like, hey, when's your birthday? And I told them, they were like, let's do it. So
there you go.
Thank you, Christian. We love Hack. Hack's fantastic. Looking for the next Be-Bop Deluxe show. Yes, I will be sending some dates out. We will be doing it, what are we, in June? Probably early July, I would assume. Hopefully we can have DC on here, and we can have, who's the other gentleman? The Parish. See, I forgot about him already. Okay, he will be there next time. Fantastic. I'll send some dates out. Anyway, everybody who has not given a like, please give a like. If you have not subscribed to the Warehouse, please do that. It's good for your health. It really is. Mm-hmm. Doctors have proved this show. We do have a Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel that way, we have a Patreon. We will be doing, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute. We have. Look at this. Pete Pardo is coming in. Pete Pardo's over here slumming in the Warehouse. Look at him.
How you doing, man? Nice.
There you go.
Cool.
But yeah, we do have a Patreon now. We do have a Ko-fi. Buy us a pint or a cup of coffee if the Patreon's too much a commitment for you, and that would stress you out. It's a lot to deal with. We do have a Ko-fi. Buy us a pint or a cup of coffee. I hate asking for money, but this show just doesn't run on air, and it kind of does. Anyway. Pete Party, you're late, damn it, but that's all right. I'll take it. Anyway, check out Hack's channel. Hey, by the way, if you have not subscribed to Guitar Hack's channel, for God's sakes, do yourself a favor and do that.
Yes. Yeah, my
Give
channel.
him some love.
It's dying a slow death. It needs subs.
It's not dying a slow death. You can take my course. Maybe I can help you out.
Okay.
I don't. It's not dying a slow death. Be positive, Hack. Be positive.
Glass is half full.
The thing is you have to do what your passion is and stick to what you want to do.
Agreed.
Lady, okay, so give Pack some love. Subscribe, damn it, so he's not down in the dumps. West Coast Dave, we'll see West Coast Dave. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening. Keep it clean. Wrap the rascal. And for God's sakes, buckle up, and we will see these guys on the next show. All right, see ya.